Welcome back, everyone. The Japanese tradition of omakase is relatively new here in Chicago, and loosely translated, it says, "I'll leave it up to you." And what it is a multi-course chef's tasting menu based on the freshest seafood that's coming from Japan and meticulously seasoned with rice. Our Hungry Hound saying that 3 new omakase-style restaurants have opened in the city recently, each with a slightly different approach. Here's Steve Dolinsky now with his Saturday Night Sampler.
I spent the last 15 years of my life in Austin.
Chef Otto Fan is new to town. In Texas, he started making sushi in a trailer, eventually training in New York City for one of the country's top sushi chefs. His 8-seat restaurant, Kyoten, practically hidden on the first floor of a Logan Square apartment building with no sign, has just 2 seatings per night. Each is omakase.
Every night you get my best and you get what I choose for the day, what's I feel is most delicious at that moment.
That means about 75% nigiri, 25% small plates. The price tag for 17 courses, just north of $200, including tax and tip.
The quality of sushi is directly proportional to price. I get in the best product.
Grade A uni from Hokkaido, Spanish mackerel from Japan, or in this case, aji, horse mackerel, which he cures and then marinates in vinegar.
There's a lot more than tuna, hamachi, and salmon. There's a lot of beautiful varietals of mackerel.
Fan uses a special varietal of rice from Japan, which he cooks just before service, then seasons with rice vinegar.
It plays a huge, huge role. Here it is Edomae style sushi rice, as in the sushi rice has a lot of bold acidity to it.
And he says the fish shouldn't be served too cold.
Textbook-wise, it is served at body temperature.
Fresh wasabi root is peeled, then grated over coarse shark skin. He dabs a bit of it onto pieces of snapper with some fresh shiso leaves, then gives them a light brush of soy, sake, and mirin. Each bite is unctuous, some slightly fattier than others, but all of it uniquely sublime. You simply nibble on pickled ginger between each course. His nigiri pieces, incidentally, appear a tad taller than others in town.
It arcs very, very high.
In the West Loop, a 7-seat L-shaped counter is all there is inside Omakase Yume. The husband and wife team here preside over a 16-course omakase, most of which is delicate nigiri. Rice seasoning and temperature are paramount, as is the fresh fish, most of which is flown in from Japan. Expect to see a progression of 3 types of tuna here, each one fattier than the next. Wasabi root is freshly grated. Pieces are gently brushed with soy, sake, and mirin, so you don't need to dunk them in anything. And some are barely garnished with scallion and ginger or a wisp of charcoal salt. Just a few blocks away, yet another 16-course tasting menu was launched a few weeks ago in the basement of Ramen Takeya on Fulton Market. There are just 7 seats at Omakase Takeya, giving each diner a chance to see how the rice is made with 2 types of vinegar, or to ask questions about how the fish is prepped, since most of it comes direct from Tokyo's Tsukiji market.
Very intimate. You get to, talk with the chef. You get to see what he's making, what he's cooking, what he's cutting today.
NODOGURO is slightly torched before being brushed with soy. There is barely any garnish so as not to overwhelm the delicate flavors. KUROMA-EBI is another rare sighting, but it's not all sushi. There are a few other courses like delicate CHAWANMUSHI or small bites of Wagyu beef from Kagoshima. The trifecta of tuna, however, is a mid-meal treat. Fat-streaked otoro is sliced thick, as is the leaner deep magenta moguro, both of which are pressed onto rice that holds its shape but isn't sticky or clumpy.
We try to make it so that you can enjoy kind of like 3 different types of tuna at the same time in a part of the course. It's just very well executed.
So omakase literally means chef's choice. There are no substitutions. However, if you notify the kitchen well in advance, they can satisfy dietary restrictions. Just no vegetarians, of course. In the West Loop, Steve Dolinsky, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Great music, too. Okay, Steve says the fixed price menu for Yume and Takaya runs about $120 to $130 per person. And in this week's extra course, which is Steve's web-only video, he goes back to Takaya to talk about one of the first courses that you will see on that tasting menu. So to see that video or get more information about the 3 new omakases in town, just go to abc7chicago.com, click on the sections button. You'll see the Hungry Hound tab. It's in the middle of the page. That links you to all of Steve's stories and videos, or call the info line at 312-750-709.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.